Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I was told when I was asked to appear on this panel that I needed to be 10 minutes or no more, otherwise apparently there's a sniper somewhere with his sights trained on me, but I'm afraid we may all die of the cold before the sniper gets us. So I'll try and be brief. Cloud seed. I was asked to address today not so much around the technology of cloud, because our esteemed panel has covered that, but really to talk about cloud, so what? I love this quote by Larry Ellison. All this talk of cloud is insanity. The cloud is water vapor. It is a computer attached to the network. You still need databases, memory, and microprocessors. He said that in 2009. 2012, he said, cloud computing is not only the future of computing, but it's also the present and the entire past of computing. And I believe this is absolutely true. The reality is that cloud computing represents the most significant development in marketplaces since the Industrial Revolution. We have not seen an acceleration of innovation, of market development, and consumer involvement since the development of the cloud. And a lot of the discussion today has been around private cloud, infrastructure as a service, software as a service. And I just want to conscientize us a little bit about the ultimate consumer of the cloud, which is, in the context of the Gauteng provincial government, the citizen. So 2 years ago, this panel would probably look something like this. I'm glad to see one is still here. Now, it should look something like this, except one's missing. Okay, there it is. The reality is our consumers are driving our demand for resources and technology in a way that is, I think, very healthy. If we truly want to understand cloud, we need to know where it comes from. So if we take the development of technology over the last 165 years since the end of the Industrial Revolution, from mechanical steam power through electricity, through mainframes in the 40s and 50s, personal computing revolution in the 60s and 70s, hybrid computing, the internet, virtualization, and finally cloud. The reality is we get the perspective from where we stand now on the shoulders of giants of the reality that we're only starting to really use technology like it should be used for the first time since it was a dream of the 40s to have this interconnected world, because now we're able to look at what the consumer requires. And more than ever before, the consumer can tell us in instant comment, Twitter, Facebook, exactly what they require. And the challenge is for organizations like the Gauteng provincial government and any government for that matter, is to engage with that user base at that level. Infrastructure, technology, three-letter acronyms need to get out the way. The reality is we need to start listening to what the consumer demands and ultimately let our technology strategies follow that direction. It is the ultimate democratization of technology. So just briefly, and again I was asked to speak on this, Cloud Seed, formerly SMMT Online, developed and runs the Gauteng Online project for the Gauteng provincial government. And in the context of Gauteng Online, so what? What is cloud? So just a couple of key points of how we listened to what the customer, in this case the Gauteng provincial government, and ultimately the child sitting in a classroom being the beneficiary of the technology that we deliver. So these are some of the wins that we got out of using cloud and adopting the cloud mantra. Ubuntu, as our desktop, has given us a world-class, robust alternative to licensed operating systems. Again, choice is powerful. The point is, when provided with the opportunity to stay licensed, or stay proprietary, we were able to, because we have a cloud implementation, deliver Ubuntu to the desktops of 50,000 concurrent users, 2 million potential users. Because our users' desktops are stored in the cloud, we could do this at the flick of a switch. Previously, the Gauteng provincial government would manage the Microsoft implementation of Gauteng Online by manually driving to each school, uploading content to the school, and this process would take about a year to upgrade what they called the image. And I think it was in excess of 10 million rand a year just for that function. Operational costs are reduced to some 30% of our nearest competitors. So 30% per seat, we provide ubiquitous broadband connectivity to all 1,600 schools in the province. And we do that, and we capitalize the network. So the benefits of the economies of scale, the ability to choose tactically the solutions as opposed to products, has made a remarkable difference to the bottom line of the Gauteng provincial government. Open source and open standards have given us flexibility in architecture that are unprecedented. Well, I think we have one Cisco switch on our entire network. It allows us to be solution-driven versus product-driven, which I've just mentioned. And the flexibility of cloud allows us to provision into the most remote of locales. We've done a proof of concept in Botswana in a village called Mabule. It's on the border of South Africa and Botswana. They have no running water, but they have broadband internet. So what's disruptive about cloud? Where do we see this thing going? We see it going into one of our concepts, one of our business units, Cloud Farm. To truly be disruptive, to truly understand what a consumer requires, we need to be able to drive internet service provision. We need to drive solutions into markets that are currently underutilized. We need to be able to provide comprehensive white-labeled services to enable enterprise development at the poorest and most unconnected level. We need to embrace public-private partnerships by getting corporate South Africa involved in providing significant contribution towards this initiative, and truly unlock underserviced markets. Because ultimately, if you look at the penetration of our internet usage in this country, I think it was 12%. This is very easy to achieve at the 80–90%, provided we listen to what our users and what our customers ultimately require. Thank you very much.